time when you think of vacation, you think of a beach vacation. But what I'm about to tell you about is a little different. Hi, my name is Abby Facemyer, and in the summer of 2018, I went on the best trip ever with my mom, my dad, and my brother. This was a new experience for me. We were gone for 2 weeks, but it felt like just a few days because we had so much fun. We went to Mount Rushmore, the Badlands, Yellowstone, and Grand Teton National Park. The first place that we went was Mount Rushmore. This is a place I had never been before. It was a lot bigger than I had imagined. It was so amazing that just a couple of chisels and some dynamite could make this whole picture so amazing. At night, we stayed for the presentation that was presented about the worth and how much our country means to us. I thought it was so meaningful, and I felt more appreciative for the 4 men after the presentation. It was so amazing that they did this 90 years ago all by hand, and everything just fell into place. As we walked out, we went through the Avenue of Flags. Everyone should go to Mount Rushmore because it has a great impact on the way you think about our country. The second place that we went was the Badlands. It was created by nature, and the valleys are made up of rocks and dirt, and it is all created by a process of erosion. There are no ropes or fences, but it was really nice because me and my mom got a cool picture right on the edge. The Badlands was the first place that we saw bison. As we passed the National Park sign, they were crossing the road. The bison expect you to just stay out of their way, but everyone stopped to watch them cross. This is the first time I had seen wildlife up close in person. The park set standards so that no one gets hurt. The third place that we went to was Yellowstone. This is where we spent most of our time. My favorite part was the covered wagon dinner. They told the history about Yellowstone and many different stories. We sang songs and saw 2 baby bears. The homemade food was so good. So many people were there. It's so amazing how they feed all those people each night. In Yellowstone, we drove for hours and hours, and we saw so much. We had a map that we got when we first arrived at the park. It showed all the paths and roads through Yellowstone. My dad was so excited to trace the map and go through every single path. The map also showed animals. It would show that the moose were up in the northern part of Yellowstone, but the elk were right in the central part. We never did see a moose, but if I were to go back again, I would be looking for one. The fourth place that we went to was the Grand Tetons. Here we went horseback riding. There were so many interesting things to see on the trip. I had been on horseback rides before, but it was never as amazing as this one. At the furthest part of our trip, the tour guide said, "Okay, now turn around." And as we turned around, we were on the edge of a cliff, and it was so beautiful. We could see for miles and miles. She took a picture of us, and it is one of my favorites from our vacation. Also, the next morning at the Grand Tetons, we had breakfast across from the mountains. My mom made pancakes and bacon. Her food is always so good, even if she only has a fire pit and some ingredients. The park was super busy because everyone was there on their vacation as well. But this spot that we had for breakfast was just us. It was a nice way to wrap up the Grand Tetons. Overall, this was the best vacation ever. We went to Mount Rushmore, the Badlands, Yellowstone, and Grand Teton National Park. Everything was interesting in its own way. Everything from the wildlife to the food, even to just the driving, I would all do it over again. It was a lot of fun to travel, and there was so much fun stuff to do with my family. I cannot wait to take my own family someday. Thank you.